Hi, I'm Enchanting Nubianette. Welcome back. And if you're viewing my channel for the first time, welcome. Earlier, I learned about this horrific tragedy, which made my stomach turn several times today. My thoughts are there are too many wicked crimes being covered up throughout the United States. And this news story takes place in Hiawassee, Georgia. Please listen to this twisted and baffling news story. So, this tragedy occurred, which involves twin brothers, Qaadir and Naazir Lewis. They're both 19 years old. They were 19 years old from Lawrenceville, Georgia. Now, these brothers had planned to fly to Boston to meet friends to have a joyful, fun occasion, but they missed their flight somehow. Perhaps they were late. Um, maybe they were caught up in something, maybe packing. I'm not sure, but they missed their flight. Could have been traffic. But shockingly, just 24 hours later, their bodies were discovered by a hiker at the summit of Bell Mountain in Georgia. Everyone, Bell Mountain, Georgia is nearly 90 miles from their home, an extreme distance away from where they're familiar with. Both brothers were found with weapon wounds, and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, GBI, hear this everyone, initially ruled this case as an M ending with RS, meaning they decided to do this. However, their family strongly disputes this conclusion, emphasizing that the twins were inseparable and they had no history of conflict. They didn't even have like rebel rousing or, wrestling amongst each other. Nothing like that. They were so tight, so close. The family is seeking answers because they do believe the circumstances surrounding their passing is extremely suspicious. Now, the investigation is ongoing with the autopsy results pending. The family also has launched an online campaign to help cover the funeral expenses of these two awesome young men. You know, if law enforcement, in my opinion, if law enforcement, the coroners, and medical examiners did their job diligently and had even more integrity, that would not even be a statement to say that they did this to themselves. Doesn't make any sense. Why would you travel 90 miles to do something like that? And I'm going to tell you about this town in Bell Mountain in a few seconds. So they would never have made a statement like that. And a knowledgeable professional would investigate who did Qaadir and Naazir meet at the airport, or maybe on their, maybe on the at the airport, maybe while waiting on the line, or just chatting with someone. Authorities would reveal what vehicle indeed picked up the twins. Investigators would mention that video recordings were being analyzed from the airport in Georgia, perhaps throughout the service roads, and possibly on or near Bell Mountain itself. And all airport personnel can definitely dive into flight records to find out who the twins met, perhaps the person's background, maybe why that person, or maybe why that person was at the airport anyway. Maybe if that person came off their flight, or maybe they missed their flight as well. And even the timing of the twins leaving the airport. I know it, and anyone with good sense knows that these twins did not commit the S word. According to their relatives, these brothers were so tight with one another and their family. And this truly breaks my heart because Qaadir and Naazir were innocent, good-hearted, young, educated teens from a good family who trusted the wrong person or persons. Maybe they met one person and were driven to a remote area, which definitely, I would say, involved another person or maybe a few people. No parent should have this heartache. And everyone, listen to this. I researched the demographics of this area in Georgia. Guess what I found? There are the five largest ethnic groups in Hiawassee, Georgia are white, non-Hispanic, 92.3% of this population, 2 plus Hispanic, which is a little over 7%, then 2 plus non-Hispanic, which is 0.3%, Asian, also non-Hispanic, which is 0.175%, and then white Hispanic, which is 0. So I am not surprised, everyone, that there isn't even a black population in Bell Mountain. This records took place in 2023 that I saw online. So everyone, not even 1% of black people living this area. So in my opinion, this is a sundown town. Although these teens were not familiar with this area and have never been there previously, a wicked demon lured them there to meet their demise. Maybe it was a young female who offered them a ride, or maybe another adult who is acting like a nice human picked up that traveler or whoever was at the airport. I'm believing at the airport, and knew someone else who does these type of crime, this type of homicide on a regular basis. But whoever enticed them to take a ride with them, I don't believe this person is a novice at all. I believe this is what happens on many occasions. For example, just a few months ago in the summer, there were more than one African American truck driver who was found deceased. There was a female and there was a male. If you probably recall that there was a male, I can't remember his name, he was actually placed by a tree and he did have a rope around his neck. There's a lot of horrible things that happen all over, and these people are being protected. It's disgraceful how many wicked people there are for so-called professionals to concur or co-sign with this foolishness, saying that these twins decided to commit this self-act. This type of crime has been occurring since the beginning of time, especially in this country, to African Americans. I'm really sick and tired of it. And to all the people who did this crime, I hope you are listening. May spiritual reparations come back to you, your children, and all future generations tenfold, no 100-fold. And I pray the spirits of Qaadir and Naazir haunt you for life for what you have done to them. These innocent, awesome young men who had a promising destiny. And may someone who looks like you retaliate on your offspring, on your children and grandchildren, so you can feel the agony of pain that their parents are facing and their relatives are facing right now. These types of crimes won't stop because the higher authorities cover up the evidence and fail to make the culprits accountable. So may karma take place. Everyone, another thing I wonder is, do the twins still have their organs in place? Because this is another type of crime that's occurring. It's extremely horrific to think of, but it does occur. And I would love to hear an update of this story. I'll be looking online. It's just heart-wrenching. It should not have happened in the past, and it definitely should not happen now. With all the education, with the amount of people the cultural information that